you. Our next speaker is Suzy Rawlins, who's visiting us in person here from nearby Maricopa, Arizona. She's going to speak on Create a Life You Love. Suzy is a woman of faith, holistic health and wellness coach, best-selling author, international speaker, and Roots and Boots International Living LLC owner. She is also a farm girl at heart. Suzy's journey includes various careers and life-shaking moments such as cancer, not once, but twice. And her conversations with hundreds of people have reinforced the single truth: live intentionally. With God as her guiding light, Suzy shares her process for intentional living, guiding people to set the meaningful goals, develop actionable plans, and take inspired steps towards a fulfilling life. This is her mission and her passion. You can connect with Suzy at suzyrawlins.com. Please welcome Suzy Rawlins.
Thank you so much. I am happy to be here and share my story and just how I've been intentional about creating the life that I love. And you heard in my bio, I am a 2-time cancer survivor, and so nothing comes easy. Although my cancer journey was easier than some people's, for me it wasn't. I was a single mom and it was scary as hell. I prayed every day that God would not take me from this earth, and he honored that. So when I say create a life you love, it's about being intentional, because life is never easy and there's always going to be the ups and downs, right? And so for me, there's a couple of pillars to creating a life you love, and that's gratitude, having faith, nourishing your body from the inside out, movement, keeping your body moving and fresh, and then choosing who you surround yourself with. And so I have been an entrepreneur for 15 years. I am a farm girl at heart. And so people who know me in different aspects of my life. Some people know me as the Mary Kay gal, the one that helps them look beautiful. Some people know me as a powerful networker. Some people only know me in the hog barn, helping my kids raise hogs. And so I will never forget when one of the other moms says, I have never seen someone in a skirt not take shit from a 300-pound hog. Because I had a business event before my kids were in the show ring. So it's balancing my life, right? So I went, did my business thing, and then I had to go to the show ring. And she said, wow, that was impressive. So it's about creating that balance of all the things and making the memories, and creating the life you love comes in seasons, right? So my kids are 21 and almost 23. And so I'm in a different season of what creating that life looks like. When they were younger, it was about me being an entrepreneur to be able to be there for all of their events. I am happily married to my husband for 15 years, and he is a veteran, and I couldn't be prouder of who he is and how he served our country. And so we are very intentional about supporting other veterans and doing things in that aspect. And so the first part of creating the life you love is being in gratitude. So in the good times and in the bad times, right? Some people in this room actually know that my family and I, we lost everything in a house fire 10 years ago. And gratitude was always kind of a part of my life, but it was kind of like back here. That moment changed everything in gratitude for me. Everything was gone in seconds. And so for me, creating life you love is not about physical things at all. It's about who you surround yourself with. And that's another part of this. And so in that process, there were people from across this country that I don't even know, but they were connected to somebody else that was connected to somebody else. And money came in to help us rebuild. Things were given to us. I remember looking at the master bedroom of the new house that we rented. The entire floor was covered in trash bags 2 deep of clothes. I've never seen boys go through and try on every piece of clothing. They were so excited. They were like, we've never had Tony Hawk shorts. And I'm like, well, now you have like 4 bags of them, and it's the little things. And it was the memories that we made through that. And I watch my boys today still remember that moment of how the community came together from my Mary Kay sisters. Bob talked about a sister brotherhood, right? That opportunity that business has given me, that group of people, that is just incredible. And that's where it spread. And then from networking and just being in business. And so gratitude, that was where gratitude just became a daily thing for me. Really, truly just wake up every day. I couldn't believe we were in a new house. We had gorgeous furniture. With somebody with young boys, who would buy gorgeous furniture? You're stupid if you do. But we were given gorgeous furniture, right? And with animals and boys, and so gratitude, just grateful for the memories that we've been able to make through that. And creating a life you love is about having faith. I get it. Not everybody so many ways. Oh, there we go. That was kind of weird. It has just shown up so many ways in my life. And so I remember after the house fire, I thought, you know what? I want to get closer to God. I really just want to develop that relationship. And I started with 10 minutes in the morning. And I kid you not, when I tell you, I set a timer, read my Bible for 10 minutes. And when the timer went off, I just slammed it shut. I was done. I completed the task. I checked it off, right? And that's developed into this elaborate morning routine where I spend time writing in my gratitude journal. I spend time reading my Bible, being in prayer for people in my life. And so I have a group of people that we pray daily together. We text and we pray together for our needs and the things in our life. And so I shared I was with Mary Kay for 15 years, and in the past 20 years, my health has been up and down. And I've always sought out natural remedies, and I didn't always have health insurance because being a cancer survivor, they decided that my health premium would be really high. And I said, I can't afford to feed my kids if that's my health premium. So we went without health insurance for me for many years. And I kind of just dabbled and played and just took a risk. Maybe this will help. Maybe this will do something, right? And so I've spent several years researching and looking for how to take a more holistic approach to my life. And the interesting part is we moved to Maricopa 6 years ago, and I met the most incredible naturopath who literally saved my life. But what I didn't realize was I met her many years before through networking. Sandy and I just talked about it. We talked about quarterly events, right? She was a part of that group. I had no clue until I scrolled back through pictures, and her and I started talking. And so I know that God moved us to Maricopa on purpose because I had been searching for a naturopath. And this woman is a Native American woman who's a natural healer. And I took lab results to her and I said, fix it, because I don't want what the hospital offered me. And so at that moment, I've always been a pretty active person. I used to run 5 miles a day, and I've always loved working out. And that's my mental health, is just getting out in nature and moving my body. But at that point, just walking hurt. It just hurt. My body ached. And so she told me I was going to have to do hard things. And so creating the life you love comes with doing hard things. And at that moment, my lymphatic system had shut down. It was not moving. It was completely stagnant. My gallbladder decided it wanted to quit. My liver said, well, if the gallbladder's out, I'm out. Then my kidneys were like, hey, well, we want to play the game and not work correctly either. And so this woman knew without a doubt that food caused my problems. She knew. She told me before that food caused my problems, but I was like this. I wasn't hearing it because I love food. I was not hearing it. And so she encouraged me to do a pretty extensive food panel. And when it came back, I just cried. She said, are you sitting down? I said, no. She said, sit down. I cried. The list was awful. It had fruits and veggies. It had meat. We raise our own meat. I I was like, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. What? And I remember thinking, I can't eat anything. I can't eat anything. And she helped my mindset by, well, what can you eat? Because I've always been raised on that you need protein, right? Well, if I can't have meat, how am I going to get protein? I'm not a vegetarian. Like I didn't get it. And so she helped me start thinking about what can I eat? And that was in 2019. I remember thinking to myself, how do you turn 39 and you're allergic to everything? Here's the key. You don't. Your body gives you signals every day and you just ignore them. If you're fatigued and tired, your body is telling you something. If your joints ache, your body is telling you something. It's not just age. The myth of, oh, I'm just getting older, sorry, but it's crap. It's the stuff we're putting in it or the lack thereof that we're putting in it. And so that's where nourishing your body comes in. And so now I can eat meat and I can eat the fruits and veggies, and it comes down to everything in moderation. So I went through some very hard, when I tell you I love food, I love food. Like I love pie. That's why I like this time of year, because it's Thanksgiving and there's pie. Like I love food. And so I went through hard, and I have a house of 5 and they can eat whatever they want. Well, now the one is gluten-free also, but they can eat whatever they want. And so they're cooking things. And so when I smell things, I have zero willpower. I can't smell the gluten back there, the little goodies back there. So I'm good. I'm not touching them. But if I could smell them, I would be eating them. And so I went through 120-day detox of eating nothing on that list. And after that, then I started sneaking some things and the pain came back. And it wasn't gut pain. It wasn't digestive issues. It was joint pain. I was 40 years old and I couldn't walk because I had joint pain. The blessing in me choosing to create the life I love and nourish my body and do the things that I needed to do is I was leading others to doing the same. My sister said, oh, you have no more joint pain? There's got to be something to this. My cousin did the same thing. Several of my friends, everybody said, what are you doing? You're glowing. You look amazing. It has nothing, and I mean nothing to do with physically how you look. It's all about how you feel. It's not a certain body image. Your health is internal. And so everybody said, oh, you've lost weight. I'm like, actually, I've gained weight because I've gained muscle. So it had nothing to do with a weight or a body image or any of that. And so I just started nourishing my body and I started thinking about, if I put this in my mouth, what is it doing? How will it nourish me or how will it cause me pain? And sometimes I play with gluten because it's delicious, but now I have some fun enzymes that do help me, but I can't overindulge. And once I kind of walked through all of that, then I was able to get back to moving. I started hiking weekly. I started running 5Ks. I started getting back to lifting weights. And I know that food is hard, but if I could tell people one thing is move your body. Your lymphatic system has zero pump. The only pump it has is for you to move your body. So if all you can do is get up and like wiggle on a commercial break when you're watching TV, then do it. If that's where you can start, because where I started was walking on a rebounder. It hurt, and that's all I could do. And so my point about creating the life you love is that when you do the things that take care of you, everything else falls in place. And you're going to attract the people that are supposed to be in your world. And so through my own journey, I decided to go to school to learn more about holistic health and wellness and become a health coach and guide other people into living their best, most intentional, amazing, healthiest life, because the word cancer sucks. The fact that I couldn't eat food sucked. And I wasn't ready to just go, oh, I guess I'm 40. I'm in my 40s and that's just how it is. It's not. And so I lead others to living their best life and creating that. So it's gratitude, faith, nourishment, movement, and then surrounding yourself with people that have your best interest at heart. And that's all I have for you guys.
Jamie, I don't know how you do it, but wow, you have some incredible speakers here at the show this year. And Suzy, what an important message for all of us. Thank you so much for sharing what is obviously a deeply felt lifestyle for you, and how important it is to have a coach like you for the many who have similar situations. So thank you very much for sharing you with us today.
Absolutely. If I can help one person live more intentionally, that's what it's about. And when I look at people and say, I've done the hard things. So when I'm asking you to do the hard things, I had to look at my mother and say it. I said, I don't want to hear it. I've done it. So don't tell me you can't do it.
I love that. Pearl, do you have a question or two from our friends on Zoom?
Do you have one question so far? And Suzy, thank you so much for all the information you just passed on. Great stories. How do you handle when your plans go awry?
That's a good question. And let's let 2024 be the example of that. We're in the middle of a big move, and we decided we were moving in April. God decided we were not moving in April. Isn't that funny? For me, I just lean in harder. I lean into my faith. I look at all the things that are happening that are right. I reach out to my circle, because when you are struggling to find the good, there are people who can see it from a different lens. And so find that circle, if it's one, if it's many, but find that circle and reach out to those people. And so I give credit to my prayer warriors for where I am mentally, because they help lift me out of places where I'm like, are you serious? I cannot believe this is happening.
Suzy, don't run away,
Okay.
because we got it.
Yeah, that was our final question online, but thank you again, as Scott is going to our next question in the room.
Thank you so much. Your whole talk spoke to me, so I'm definitely going to be in touch with you. But one question, being someone also that loves food, when you find yourself in that moment of maybe your defenses are down, the pantry door's open, fruit snacks in your hand, goldfish are staring at you.
Yes.
What's one tool that I can take away, maybe some other people can take away in that moment to not put it in our mouths?
If you know how it makes you feel, if you start listening to the signals that your body gives you. So gluten is my biggest culprit, okay? And so when I eat it, literally my joints are on fire. My legs feel out there on fire. And so I would encourage people to choose certain foods, maybe not all of them at once, because it's terrifying, and take them out of your diet. Take tomatoes out, take dairy out, take this out. See if you feel different. Because if you feel different and then you reintroduce it, and it's always important to reintroduce it to remind yourself, wow, that's why I don't eat it. And I remember a moment where I was doing a fasting detox, which is 7 days of pretty much nothing or liquids, only very specific. And I will never give that detox to anybody unless they're under a doctor's orders, but because it was painful. But I had just bought some and they were gluten-free, but I had just bought some sweet potato crackers and I was so excited about them. And my son went in the pantry and got them. I threw a temper tantrum. At 40 years old, I threw a temper tantrum, yanked them out of his hand and said, those are mine. And then I started eating them and it did not feel good because I was in the middle of a fast. So we're human and it happens, but reflect on it when you do it, because I have failed too.
Raise your hand if you've never failed. Well, see, we're all in the same
There we go.
place. And Suzy, you're in the right place. Thank you so very much again for joining us today.